I forgot to fix it.
Welcome to the Black Collar Podcast. We are here once again. I am your host, the Crew Philosopher here.
And I'm Shannon, aka your favorite Blerd.
Yes, we are here once again recording this podcast for you all at a weird time this time. I think we haven't done 8 ever, I don't think.
No, never this late.
It's 8 o'clock. It's pretty late. I could tell because I hear the drunks outside. So Shannon, how have you been since we last conversed with each other?
I've been pretty good. What about you?
I've been okay as well. I've been doing pretty good. Life's moving on, one step by step, day by day. I'm still watching Vikings.
Oh, I forgot that you told me to watch that. I completely forgot about that.
That's fine.
Sorry.
I also recently started watching The Last Kingdom.
Okay.
It's on Netflix.
Don't know what that is either. Is that another History Channel story? History Channel show?
Well, no, I think it's a Netflix original, but it's based off the Viking Times and a book series. So it's pretty interesting. I like it so far. I have one more season to go. So there's that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been doing good. You know, like I said, day by day, taking it one step at a time. Life is getting back to normal. I have, two church services coming up within the next 2 weeks that I'll be playing at. Oh, I went to a friend's baby shower.
Oh, wow. You went to a social event? Wow. Look at that. Pandemic must be over.
Huh?
The pandemic must be over then.
This event followed a certain set of internal principles that I have. So It was outdoor, it was outside. It was somebody that I knew, and it was an event I felt compelled to attend because it was a baby shower. And so if it was like just his birthday, or I'll stay at home. I don't care about birthdays. But a baby shower seemed like a very important event that could be viewed as disrespect to not show up to. So I decided to go down there. I stayed for like an hour and a half. Then I came back. I took an Uber down there. I was in the car.
Ooh, and you got in an Uber. Look at that.
Well, that's because my alternative, it was all about decision making. When I found out that it was still going on, because baby showers are planned way in advance, right? Mm-hmm. And part of the reason why I have grown to enjoy baby showers more than other events is because increasingly baby showers have registries. That wasn't always the case. Mm. Before, you had to bring your gift with you to the baby shower. And there's nothing that I hate more than traveling with merchandise. Mm-hmm. Just in general, I don't like traveling with weight. I don't like traveling with that stuff. So the fact that you could buy a gift before you got there, days before, weeks before, and just have it mailed to their house, game changer. So I bought my gift a while back. Then the day of the event comes up, but I wanted to make sure that it was still on, because there was nothing would bother me more if I went somewhere and then find out that it's canceled or we changed the date or whatnot. So text my guy, he said, no, it's still going down. So by that time, I was already like 2 hours, quote unquote, late. And I'm putting quotes on it because, we don't start anything on time. Mm-hmm. So I put in my phone directions to the address. It would have taken me like an hour and 40 minutes to get there on the public transportation.
Ooh.
Exactly. It took me 40 minutes in an Uber. And so I was like, well, I'm going to take the Uber. like pretty simple math for me. So I got in that Uber and I went all the way down there. Long ride. I was falling asleep in the Uber trying to stay awake. But yeah, I enjoyed seeing some of my friends that I haven't seen in a long time. It was a really good event. To your point, yes, I did also want to go because I want to kind of start getting back into the mind frame of normal, even though we're not back to normal 100%. But just, you can't stay in the cage forever. You have to let what happens to you. Oh, I think my internet froze for a second. Did you say something?
No, I didn't. I was nodding. I was waiting for you because you were like freezing up a little bit, so I was waiting for your.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you gotta let what happens. You can't live in fear 100%. So this is probably as good as it's gonna get regarding these variants and all of these viral diseases. So you can't let it freeze you out of life or keep you from enjoying life. You have to just take life by the balls. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I know. I have so much wisdom at the ripe age of 27.
I have a question for you that's completely random and has nothing to do with anything. But it's a fun topic. So my boyfriend asked me this question a couple weeks ago, and I don't know why I was randomly thinking about it again. So it's like a would you rather type of thing. So would you rather eat a baby or have everyone think that you ate a baby?
It sounds like an easy question at first when you think about the consequences of both actions, right? One would make me an actual cannibalist.
Yes.
The other would make me a social pariah.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to think which one I care about more. I think it'll be other people thinking I ate a baby because I'm naturally an introvert. And so although I don't like the prospect of my image being tainted in the public square, I think that's preferable than actually eating a baby. Because I'm assuming I would have to like know it's a baby. It's not like I could eat a baby but not know it. I'm assuming in your question lies, I know this is a baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe, I guess.
No, I'm saying because if I don't know it's a baby, I can just eat it.
Yeah.
But if I know that this is a baby I want to eat for dinner, then yeah, I'd rather the townsfolk think I ate a baby than actually eat a baby.
I said the opposite.
You would rather the townsfolk think you ate a you rather eat the baby? Oh my gosh, Shannon.
Well, this is not a real scenario, so it doesn't matter. But like,
that's not true, by the way.
If everyone thinks you ate a baby, then like you're not gonna be able to do anything in life because people are gonna think that you're some baby eater.
Well, first of all, we need to stop this lie right now. That this is a hypothetical. So
oh, sorry, I left. So like, it's you eat a baby, but no one will ever find out that you ate a baby, or everyone thinks you ate a baby. Yes, there we go. Which is the same.
It's why this scenario matters. These questions reveal the deeper parts of yourself, right? That's the point of. Now, of course, would you rather questions are like for games and stuff. But if you really want to know a lot about a person, you ask these insane questions, not because of the answer. The answer is obviously going to be ridiculous, but the thought process you use to get to your answer, that's what's actually says what it says about you. I had this out there a while back that I wanted to create a questionnaire card game, but I didn't know whether I wanted to be a card game or something else where I had these questions that I would write down that were kind of disturbing to ask people. So then I thought, yo, what if I take that concept and create like a YouTube? So I have a YouTube page, obviously, but so what if I did these YouTube videos, Shannon, where I would ask, extremely hot girls disturbing questions? I think that would be very compelling content. Don't you think so?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm serious. You wouldn't want to see Mila Kunis answer like one of my questions?
I mean, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna give you some of my questions. I'm not gonna give you all of them because people are gonna steal them. I'm gonna give you a couple. So here's some of my questions. If you could use any superpower, Shannon, what would it be? Before you answer, though, there's a caveat. Every time you use it, you lose a limb.
What?
Yeah, so you could pick, for example, let's say if I chose the power of flight, every time I flew, I would lose a limb.
So you could only use this power like 6 times? 4 times? 4 times? 5?
I think it's 4.
4, yeah. Can I choose to not use power at all?
Let me change it. A body part. So this way you can like get down to like fingers and toes.
Okay, but still only limited time. Can I choose to not have a power? Because I would just choose to not.
I mean, Shannon, the point of the question is if you could pick a power.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. Can I generate money out of my hands? Is that a power? Because then I can get all the body parts surgically replaced. Cosmetic.
So just so the audience knows, Shannon is the downside to playing games like this because it just ruin the mood. We can move into the serious stuff now.
Wait,
Talk about what do you say? Can printing money be the power? What you said?
Can I generate money from my hands? Because then I'll use the money.
No powers.
That's a power.
Like flight, a speed, telekinesis.
I've always wanted to be able to teleport. That's the one power I said I would want the most.
That's not a bad trade-off. Mm-hmm. Because you would only be teleporting for like specific reasons. You wouldn't be teleporting for the hell of teleporting. You would teleport.
I would teleport for everything because I don't want to commute anywhere. I would be teleporting literally everywhere.
Okay, so Shannon.
But I guess not. I guess I'll use it to teleport to like, I don't know, maybe places that I'm vacationing to, so I don't have to buy a plane ticket.
See, for me, it would undoubtedly be the ability to read minds.
Why would you want that?
No, number one, in my scenario, I wouldn't be forced to hear everyone's thoughts. It would be the ability for me to read somebody's mind if I choose to do so. The reason why I say that is because, remember, each time I use my power, I lose a part of my body. So I would want to pick a power that would have the greatest impact on my personal life to decrease the number of times I would actually have to lose body parts. So if I use my telekinesis abilities for, I'm probably using the wrong one. Telekinesis is controlling things with your mind, right?
Yes.
What's reading your mind? Telepathy?
Telepathy, yes.
Okay. So if I have the power of telepathy, right, I feel like I can do a couple of things where I could kind of increase my wealth drastically.
Okay.
Change my life trajectory. This way I can only lose like 3 or 4 toes or fingers, and my life would be kind of straight. That's the answer to my question.
That's a good one. When you
see what I'm saying?
But
see how it says a lot about me, and it says a lot about you too. Printing money from my hands. I can't believe you said that. All right, I'm actually another one.
How is that any different from what you said about using people's minds to get rich?
No, because mind is actual power. Like printing money from your mind is not power. That's my point.
It wasn't that one movie. I forgot the name of it.
Which movie?
Whatever. I forgot the name of it, but it was.
Shannon, think about or to be super smart.
Yes. Okay.
Like a super brain that I can activate every now and then. Like when I had to take a test or something like that. So here's another question that I have. That's if every time you had sex, a year will be taken off your mother's life.
Oh, that's horrible.
Would you have sex again? Shannon, would you? Shannon,
no, I wouldn't. I would not. That's horrible.
So you would never wait. So you would never have sex ever again. By the way, this includes what?
No, I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. For me, it depends on how old my mama is. Like I feel like she's close to death anyway. I mean, why do I care if I shave off 5 years of her life?
Oh my! You see, that's horrible.
No, it's no, Shannon. You know your problem is you don't respect sex because if you.
Of course, I do.
Hold on, let me finish. If you obviously not, you're saying that you're gonna swear off having. How many?
It won't be forever, but it will be for the meantime.
Wait. How many years? I would have asked this in the most respectful way possible. I'm so laughing. I think the real underlying thought behind this question is, how many years do you think your mom has left?
I don't know.
Let's just estimate. How old is your mother?
Like 60 something.
So let's Google the average age of death for. Can
we not talk about this? This is not sitting really right with my soul. Can you stop?
That's fine too. See, and this is
Stop it.
I said that's fine.
Okay.
Even though you were the one who. Okay.
No, I was the one who said that I would.
Shannon, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Just for the audience watching, was once again, be very careful who you play with. Now, you've been given a prison sentence, and the judge has given you 4 options as punishment to choose from. You could give a homeless man a blowjob. It should be 3 options, not 4. Anyway, so it's blowjob. I want to ask this question. I keep forgetting who I'm talking to.
No, wait, read it.
It's you could give him a blowjob. You could let him have sex with you missionary style, or you could eat his ass.
Neither.
And no, you have to choose.
Nope.
Or
I'll go to jail.
Okay, so you do 10 years in a prison?
Oh, 10 years. Oh, that's a lot.
That's yeah. You let me finish. And you can't use a condom. For me, this is easy.
Which one are you choosing?
Oh, hands down, missionary style. Now flip the genders. I'm not gonna eat no homeless woman's vagina or eat her behind. Hell no. No. The only thing with the missionary is that you have to look at this person in the face. But I'll stomach that. I ain't going to jail for 10 years either.
I think I'm gonna have to go to jail. Sorry.
All right. But you see how good I am?
Send me off.
But you see how good I am at crafting these questions, though?
Yeah.
This is the last one. This is the last one, and then assume that you always had a thing for your best friend's husband. Now, imagine she dies in a tragic and unexpected accident. How long would you wait before you have sex with your dead best friend's husband? This question will say a lot about Shannon. A year is what I said too.
Yeah.
Anything shorter than that is disrespectful.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay, cool. So see, this is what I want to do one day. Is just ask a bunch of hot girls these questions. I think it'll take off on my YouTube channel. COVID was the monkey wrench.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, you know how Vlad does his videos?
What?
Vlad from Vlad TV? You don't watch Vlad? Okay, I keep forgetting I'm talking. Okay, let's go into the show here. No, you too above these worldly things, Shannon. Let's get into the podcast for yeah, there'll be times where certain conversations we have and I want to say something, I'll be like, just forget it. I'm just going. So Shannon, where do you want to start? I'm gonna let you start. Pick the news piece that you want us to start with this week.
Oh, let's start with Jeff Bezos going to space.
Okay. So Jeff Bezos, he is going to be on the first crewed flight to space. That's scheduled to be released on July 20th. And his younger brother is also going to be on the flight. This made the news for all the dumbest reasons. I don't really care about how great this is, or this is the next step in humanity's evolution to conquer the planets. Who cares about any of that stuff? See, people don't ask the real questions, which is why me and Shannon are here on this podcast. Because my mind went immediately, okay, so what's going to happen to the Earth?
What's going to happen?
Why would you leave? Leaving the planet is a big deal.
Yes, it is. Right? I don't really know why you would. Going to space is scary. You hear all the time about rockets blowing up on the way out of the atmosphere. And it's just like, why would you? Space travel does not seem 100% safe. So
it's the first thing I thought about is we've had numerous space launches where the rocket didn't even leave the atmosphere. It blew up on the launch, or it blew up like a minute after launch. And so assuming that doesn't happen to you, right? And so assume, and here's the thing, unlike airplanes, we don't send the rockets into space enough where we have a good ratio. Like with airplanes, we ride airplanes so often that we know that riding in an airplane is safer than driving a car. It doesn't feel that way, but we have the stats to say, okay, this is statistically true. We don't send rockets into space enough to know how often rockets blow up.
Nope.
We don't even send objects objects into space that often. We send satellites, every now and then, a couple times a year for us to do certain things with, but we ain't sending satellites into space once a week.
No.
So once again, why is he leaving? Immediately, Shane, I got suspicious. Okay, well, if you notice, there's been a lot of talk recently about UFOs. A lot of UFO talk. The government's releasing videos. There's discussions about, okay, well, maybe these UFOs aren't coming from space. They're coming from the water because a good portion of the UFOs have been over the sea. And so maybe there's like a secret civilization in the water. I don't know. All I know is, number one, first question, why is he leaving? Because like Shannon just said, it ain't like this is the safest thing in the world, number one. Number two, I can't believe the audacity of this country. To send people into space. And yet, I walked past like 20 homeless people.
Yeah, I know. It's nice to see where our priorities are.
Yo, it is the wildest thing to me that we are sending people. We are about to conquer the cosmos, and we got people who can't sleep in a bed. it is the strangest things, regarding like human being priority, and I can't, get my mind wrapped around this. And I'm not saying that until we have no homeless people, we shouldn't be in space. That's not what I'm gonna say. You are always going to have
no, but at least be doing something about the homeless problem.
They would argue that they are doing something.
What are they doing?
I mean, we have homeless programs and shelters. New York City spends a lot of money on homeless people, but we still have a lot of homeless people. And so I'm not saying that I need to see zero homeless people before we do incredible things. That's not my point. My point is, though, we could be doing significantly more heavy lifting in the homeless department than we are. And we've already made it to where people feel comfortable enough. That's another part about this. We've always sent astronauts into space to explore. This is not what this is. They ain't going out there to explore. These are civilians. We have moved into casual space exploration, and you got people out here who homeless, debt through the ass. Like, I'm just stunned that we've reached this point in our evolution. We deserve whatever happens next. We do. I'm serious. Whatever happens next, we deserve it. We don't care about nobody. We don't care about nobody else. We don't care about the animals. I heard some new another lineage of animals have gone extinct. Like, we don't care about nothing but ourselves. We deserve whatever happens.
It's true.
I hope I'm dead before it happens, but we deserve.
Yeah, I would like to be dead before it happens as well.
Wait, how do you think it all ends, Shannon?
Huh?
How do you think this all ends?
I don't know. I feel like it all ends in some kind of apocalypse.
Okay, we're talking fire. We're talking
no, probably
earthquake.
Maybe it could very well be a natural disaster because we've let global warming get so out of hand. So maybe could be a zombie apocalypse. After reading all that stuff about how they were experimenting on the coronavirus, trying to make it more infectious, stuff like that. All these kinds of things. It's all bringing to light. I spent my last weekend watching several hours of a playthrough of Resident Evil 7 and 8. And after watching that, I'm just like, this is real life. This stuff could actually happen. So, Oh, I have another question for you. Sorry. I know we're talking about new stuff now. If the zombie apocalypse did happen, would you want to try to survive it, or would you just want to instantly die? I would want to instantly die. I feel like we talked about this already.
Before the apocalypse?
No. Like when it's happening,
Okay, so so basically I'm Rick. Like, I wake up and there's zombies everywhere.
Like, it's happening around you. Yes. Would you want to try to survive, or would you just want to die?
No, I want to survive, because every zombie piece that I've seen, whether cinema or TV, it's not like you die a pleasurable death. It's people eating you alive.
No. But like, would you turn to your friend and just be like, shoot
me in the head?
Yeah.
I don't think I have the stones.
I do.
I
do, and I will.
I think my will to live. I'm so afraid of what comes after this, because I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think I have the guts to just take me out of here. I think I would assume that I'll be able to find some part of. I would have the ability to build a peaceful life for myself somehow.
Okay.
Like, find.
I don't think that there's any.
Because zombies can't swim, right?
I mean, no, but if there's inhabitants on the island, then, they might be zombies. You never know where you're going. Mm-hmm.
But the solution would be go to an island. Because here's the thing. The problem with zombies on like the mainland is there's all this land. So the zombies are everywhere. Versus we could at least come up with a strategy on an island. We can go to an island, assume we could get there. Mm-hmm. Or mountain, I don't like that, because zombies look like they could walk up hills. So the island is better.
No, like an actual mountain. Like,
okay, well then, but we could die.
That's true.
You know how hard to climb a mountain?
No, you're right.
Versus an island, though, we can go to an island. If whatever zombies are there, once we kill all those people, we're kind of set for life. Assuming they can't swim. Every movie I saw, they can't swim. So they start swimming, then maybe I'll say, "Oh, Shannon, you still got that Glock?"
I would be dead. I don't really want to live. I don't want to live like, I just don't think that you would ever have a peaceful life when you have to spend every day constantly worrying about surviving or like what's going to happen to you that day. And I just don't want to live under that much stress. I don't want to.
I agree.
I don't want to.
But you don't think a part of you would try to find the world is a big place. So I'm saying, Shannon, you don't think human curiosity would take over where you would try to find a way to exist amidst the chaos? Because that's what I would try to do. But the island would be, yeah. I just think
But you still have to get to the island, and I already know with the amount of anxiety I experience, I would not want to. I would not want to try to be doing that. It's just too much. Too much.
I hear you. I think the decision to pull the trigger is a lot harder than people think, because naturally we've evolved to want to live, like to want, for our genes to get passed on as as much as possible. That's why we fight so hard to survive, and we're conscious, unlike other animals. So I think your evolutionary side of you, like, so Shannon might want to go, but I think evolution Shannon would try to stay alive as long as possible.
Maybe you have a point.
This is not this is not a good sign that Jeff Bezos is going to space and no one seems to be talking about the what this means. No, this is like for me, this is like a checkpoint for humanity. There's no going back from this. Once we start casually going into space, it means rich people, because once again, these are not just average Joe. These are rich people. This means that rich people have an option other than Earth.
Yeah.
So why should they care about the planet when they got another option? As soon as they finish building like the new Earth, what's they going to do? Somehow, some way, they're going to figure out the proper technology to build like this huge fort on Mars or wherever, where they can, put oxygen inside so you don't have to walk around in them stupid ass suits all day long. They're going to figure this out. Human beings, one thing I will say about us, it might take us years and maybe a bunch of us will die in the process, but we always figure out a way to colonize a new land.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're going to figure it out with space too. I know people think that it's impossible. It is not impossible. We are going to figure it out. And once we do, you then have another class divide where if you are rich with options, you don't even have to live on Earth. If you think Earth's too dirty, just take your ass to Mars. It's just gonna be us.
Yep.
So I think this is a bad sign. It's a worrying sign, Shannon. Troubling times. It's
like a sci-fi novel. It's coming to life.
It is. So I want to talk next your article about the conspiracy theories, right? Oh. So this was an article that was placed in our little shared notes, like literally like maybe an hour before we set to do the podcast. And I read the headline and I immediately chuckled because I know how much Shannon just despises Trump supporters. So
yes,
when I saw the headline, and I'm gonna read it for you guys, it says nearly 1 in 3 Republicans say it's likely, once again, likely Trump will be, quote, reinstated as president this year, a new poll shows. Now, dude, 17% said it's very likely.
Mm-hmm.
So first things first, I'm always suspicious of these polls. Let me be honest with you, because I think sometimes maybe these polls are set up in a way where the language used is tricky. For example, I didn't see this poll, so what if they ask, would you like to see, if possible, Trump be reinstated?
Wait. Oh, maybe.
That's different than saying,
yeah,
do you think Trump will be reinstated into the presidency? And so that's my only hang up before we proceed. That said, do I think it is likely that the wording was that tricky? Not really. I think they probably did ask them, do you want Trump to be reinstated? And or they're reading articles saying that there's some way Trump can be reinstated online, and they're believing the news. And so just kind of, because I don't want to make this an attack on Trump supporters as much as Shannon would rejoice into this. Here's why. I don't think that Republicans have a monopoly on conspiracy theories. I really don't. In 2016, there was some
I don't, no, that's not what I was trying to say. I'm just saying, no. I wasn't trying to insinuate they have a monopoly on conspiracy theories. I'm just saying conspiracy theories seem to be leaking their way in to politics.
That's what you wrote in the article. But I can read between the lines. See, I've known Shannon for, gosh, I was 13. I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Each year would pass by, and you will kind of learn more and more about Shannon. And then, as we've done this podcast, I've learned a lot more about Shannon. And one of the things that you learn about your friend is they just despise a certain group of people. Right. So when I saw that, I didn't care what she wrote. I was like, yeah. As soon as I saw the headline, I was like, I know why this touched Shannon's soul. Deep down, Shannon, be honest. Just deep down in your soul. And maybe just hesitate for 5 seconds just to run through your mind to see if what I'm saying is true. Is it fair to say you think Democrats are smarter than Republicans? Generally speaking.
No, I wasn't saying that either.
No, I'm asking
I wasn't saying that either.
No, I'm asking you right now. So you don't think, generally speaking, Democrats are smarter than Republicans?
I mean, actually, maybe a little bit.
And that's fine.
No. I'm going to rephrase that again. I'm going to say that Democrats are smarter than Trump supporting Republicans.
Well, okay. That's a nice little pivot to change my question. But no, Shannon, there's not a judgment call on you.
Trumpism is a very specific thing, and it doesn't apply to all Republicans. It just applies to a few, the select few that choose to, swing that way.
Reverend Shannon, we know. Okay. I'm just you're taking this way too personal. It's fine if you do.
How?
Because in my gut, I think you believe Democrats overall, generally speaking, are more intelligent than Republicans overall, generally speaking. Is that fair to say? Just deep down.
No.
Okay.
No,
all right. So okay. I see this is not keeping it real Thursday, but that's fine.
Oh my God! Yes, it is.
Okay. No, you know what? I'm not giving a scene way. You say that you don't feel that way. Cool. I believe you do, but that's fine. My point though is, okay, is it fair to say that a lot of people do think that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think it is misguided to simply view Republicans as the party of conspiracy theorists. And the reason why I say this is because the left have, the left, they also have their fair share of conspiracy theories as well.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't get categorized as a conspiracy theory because the media also takes part in these same conspiracy theories. For example, after the 2016 presidential election, there was some study that came out, or some poll that showed it was over 50% of Democrats believe that the election was stolen. Now, that's obviously not true. Mm-hmm. The election was not stolen. Was there Russian hackers? Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. But the election wasn't stolen. Votes were not changed from Democrat to Republican. That did not take place. There was no credible news source stating that is what happened. But a good chunk of Democrats, over 50%, believe that that is what happened, and that is a conspiracy theory. But it doesn't get categorized as one because you have crazy people on MSNBC like Joy Reid, who was also believing this shit. Rachel Maddow as well, and it wasn't true. Mm-hmm. But so if the media agrees with your craziness, it's not viewed as crazy. But if they don't, then it's viewed as crazy. I'll give you another one. There was a poll or study released that showed that I think the average Democrat believes that over 1,000 Black people are shot and killed by police every year.
Over 1,000?
Yes.
Oh.
It's nowhere near that number.
No.
It doesn't even get into the triple digits of Black unarmed Black men shot by police. Mm-hmm. Like 14 or something. It was 14, 15, something in that range.
Yeah.
That is a conspiracy that you believe in. That the police are out here hunting and shooting Black people.
Okay.
It's not based on any evidence, any facts. For the actual number to be lower than 100, and for a good chunk of the Democratic Party believing it's somewhere close to 1,000, that is insane. That is you believing something that is not true, and you've created this entire narrative in your mind. But once again, because the media also shares part in this made up race fantasy, it's not viewed as crazy, but it is crazy. So that's what I'm saying, Shannon, is that I don't want the people who think that Republicans are these crazy people. And look, are some of them crazy? Absolutely. But my point is, we also have these same crazies on the left. Y'all just don't view yourselves as crazy, which is the worst type of crazy. But go ahead, Shannon. It's the worst type of crazy.
Okay, well, I never said that there were no crazy Democrats either. Again, I'm just saying that these types, like, because I can understand. Okay, so the conspiracy theory of all the how many unarmed Black men get shot by the police is actually based on something that's happening. So I can understand how that grew to be exaggerated. But this is completely fabricated out of the air. Saying that Trump is going to be reinstated in 2021, how would that be possible? Has that ever happened in history? Is it even allowed to happen? It's not a thing.
So this is, where we also disagree, but agree at the same time. I do think, to your point, these two theories are not perfect, apples to apples comparisons. They're, they're a little bit apples to, like, what's not an apple, but it's close to an apple.
A pear.
Yeah, it's like apple to pear. Apple to orange is too far apart. It's like apple to pear, right? So to your point, I do think one of the things that we have a problem with is there's something in the ecosystem of information distribution that is dirty or broken, and no one knows how to fix it. We just all can smell the filtration system isn't working because the water smells funky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to fix that, because people will say this is why we need fact checkers, or this is why we need a standard of truth. But my pushback is always, okay, who decides what is true or not? Like, a bunch of y'all believe in the wage gap, which is the biggest bunch of bullshit. I said a bunch of y'all, your people, believe in the wage gap, which is the biggest, pile of bullshit there is. There you go, Shannon, wondering, am I? Shannon, you too, your people.
Okay, continue.
Yeah,
continue making your point.
Yeah. But y'all believe it, and you guys get in a frenzy over it. And so if I said, hey, Shannon, that's not true, you would push back and say, it is true. And so, okay, who's right and who's wrong? I have economists on my side, and you have CNN and other people on your side about the wage gap. And so who decides what is true? Who decides the way you display information? Because oftentimes that colors how much truth there is in a statement. And so I don't know how to fix this problem, because I'm also not signing up for going back to the good old days where we had a handful of corporations to dispense information, because you see the problem with that. They get in bed with the government sometimes. They hide information. They have intentions like anybody else. And so that's the negative side to institutions, but the negative side to kind of the openness that we have now, where kind of anyone can dispense information. Like we're dispensing information here, is that you can say anything. You can say anything that's crazy. You can say anything that's not based on facts. You can say anything that's your own opinion, and we can't tell what's true anymore. And this is dangerous, because if you cannot agree on truth, then you cannot agree on anything, because you need to talk honestly about problems, right? I think you agree. And to get the solution to the problems, you have to agree on the issues. If we can agree on how truthful the other side has been about certain issues, that means we can come up with solutions, which means those problems and issues will last longer than they need to last. And that's how you have the destabilization and the downfall of a society. So this is an actual real problem. I know people will read the headline and giggle and say, these dumbass Trump supporters. And like there's a other side of the equation where a bunch of Republicans will read an article about Democrats and look at these crazy ass communists. But here's the thing. If we don't solve this problem, we're going to be in big trouble very quickly. We can't sustain living like this, where no one agrees on facts, no one agrees on information. Everyone has their own truth that they live by, or they dictate policy by. We have to be able to at least agree on the problems. You might not agree on the solutions because that's what makes you a Republican or a Democrat or a libertarian, because we have our own philosophies that we use to solve these problems. But you have to at least be able to acknowledge the problem and have an agreed analysis on the problem. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think we're in deep shit.
Yeah. The world. I don't know. I've given up on humanity.
That's drastic shit.
I want the aliens to come and cleanse the earth.
Y'all say that until they come.
No, I wouldn't mind an alien invasion. I don't care.
Shannon, will you stop saying that?
I wouldn't.
You're so morbid. You know, Shannon got on my back for asking a question about death, but she's been the more morbid person during this conversation. I mean, Jesus Christ, Shannon. I want the aliens to come. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
But the problem is,
I do want that.
No, you guys all assume aliens are going to be these creatures who, you know, look, they're small with big heads. When I think of aliens, I think of Saiyans. That's what I think. Saiyans. I don't want a bunch of Saiyans come to the Earth.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Did you not watch Dragon Ball Z like I did?
Of course. Yes, I did.
Why? We don't have no Kakarot. we don't have that. All we got is a bunch of people who don't agree with each other and technology and machines. No, I want no aliens to come to Earth. It's gonna be no. Stay. Listen, if you're an alien right now and you're able to hear what I'm saying because you found the equation to hack into podcasting, don't come here. Don't come here. There's a bunch of other planets around our solar system that you can go to.
It's too late. They already came here. Do you believe all that footage? Do you think it's really UFOs, or do you just think it's something flying through the air?
Well, the problem with that is a UFO is just an unidentified flying object. It doesn't mean that's what I meant.
Okay, but what I meant was, do you think it's an aircraft not of this Earth, or do you just think it's some weird plane from somewhere else on the Earth?
This is tricky. I don't believe aliens. Okay, hold on. The UFOs that I've seen, I believe, are from this Earth. I don't think we're looking at alien technology. The problem with this question is, how long would something be an alien? So, for example, let's say something came from space, but it came from space like 100,000 years ago.
Okay.
And it doesn't exist, but the descendants of it exist. Would those be classified as aliens? You see what I'm saying? Or are they Earthlings?
Yeah. Interesting. I still think they would be aliens.
Okay. So maybe I do. I definitely believe, look, I mean, dinosaurs were on this Earth before we were here. Mm-hmm. And if you told me if there was no proof of dinosaurs, like no bones or anything, and you told me that there was a time where animals as big as buildings were walking around the Earth, why would I believe that? Would you believe that? no, seriously, would you believe that?
No.
Yeah, like
no, not if there was not any like
no evidence. So there was no bones. Like so, right now, like when you go to like a museum, you know, about dinosaurs, they have all these bones, and so you can see, okay, this obviously existed because they were able to take all these bones and kind of build the framework of these dinosaurs, and you can see, wow, this thing is big as hell. But if you had no proof, so there was no bones that we had, but you just had like stories, like whispers of stories about dinosaurs, why would you believe dinosaurs existed? But they do. And so because they do, I could just say that we just haven't found the bone equivalent for like the aliens, right? Like maybe they don't have bones. Maybe maybe.
What if?
Go ahead.
Maybe. Yeah, no. I was agreeing with you.
No, you said what if?
No, I was gonna say, but I was gonna wait because I didn't want to go on a tangent while you were still talking.
I'm done.
Oh, what if dinosaurs still existed? Wouldn't that be cool?
I mean, it's
not walking around New York City, obviously, but like, what if they were native to like certain parts of the world and they were just still alive? Do you think they'd be like, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with this. There was just a thought.
Well,
do you think they would be in zoos like other animals, captive, or do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, we know that. Look, there ain't no dinosaurs on land that we don't know about.
What happened?
There aren't any dinosaurs on land that we don't know about.
Oh, probably in the water though. Sea monsters.
Well, yeah, because like I said, we don't. Didn't something wash up on shore a couple of weeks ago that we never seen before?
Well, no. They've seen it before, They just.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be.
You talking about the baseball fish?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's just not. It's just like there. It's not common to see it. This like, it's not supposed to wash up on shore. They live like deep in the ocean.
When I read that we know more about space than we do about what's in our own backyard, meaning the ocean, that's what I knew. Oh yeah, there's definitely some shit down there that we haven't seen. And if it came up, oh my lord, there's probably some like super mutant octopuses or something.
Probably, yeah. The ocean is scary. I love the ocean, but the ocean's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, because
we've never been down there, like all the way to the bottom.
Because there's parts of the ocean that it's so dense that we haven't created anything yet that could withstand the that pressure. So that's how deep it goes. But yeah, I don't think dinosaurs exist anywhere in the world right now, other than maybe deep down in the water. But I mean, aren't alligators and crocodiles like the descendants of dinosaurs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My only point in bringing up the dinosaurs is that we wouldn't believe that those things existed outside of the bones.
Yeah.
And so without the bones, it would have sounded like another crazy ass story. Mm-hmm. So I could believe that aliens exist because the idea of an alien is only crazy because I don't have any proof. Mm-hmm. If I had proof, oh yeah, like even if we had like a what would count as alien proof to you? Because you couldn't tell from bones because we would assume that it's from like a human or animal.
A whole carcass of a creature, like it's dead,
like a frozen body.
Yeah, or something like that.
That could work. If there was a frozen body, and there might be in somewhere like the North Pole somewhere, and it like defrosted and we found it, yeah, that would be proof. But people who kind of discount the existence of aliens, I don't know why you would think that. You think we're the only intelligent creatures in the entire galaxy? Right. Oh hell no, no, I don't believe that. I believe we're in our little pocket of space we still don't really understand.
No.
And so one day some entity will figure out how to actually travel through space into all these different quadrants of the universe that never seems to stop or whatever that we're talking about. But unlike Shannon, I'm not looking forward to that day at all. I think that's gonna be D-Day for us.
I wonder what we'll find in the ocean when we can finally have technology to get all the way to the bottom. I wonder what they'll discover down there. Atlantis. Huh? What?
I say Ariel.
Yeah, Atlantis. Yeah.
Atlantis. Okay. All right. What's next? What do we have next?
I don't know. Where do you want to go next? I don't even know how to pivot after we're talking about all these random things that we're talking about.
Yeah, it is easy for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Dunkin worker stabbed over donut flavor. Now rapper is charged. Yeah. Georgia cops say.
I don't even think I read that. I think this is the one story you put in here that I didn't read. Hold on.
Which is unfortunate because this was absolutely the one story you should have known. If I didn't talk about anything else today, it would have been this story. It has all the ingredients of a phenomenal story. You have a rapper in jail. You have a Dunkin Donuts worker who was stabbed, and it's all took place in Georgia. Think about it.
And it was a teenager?
17 years old.
Wow.
And it was a woman, by the way. So
because they didn't have the flavored donut. Wait, because they didn't have the flavored donut he wanted, he stabbed her.
So this is what the attorney for the Dunkin Donut worker is saying.
In this footage? Oh no. Why?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Shannon just played the footage. Look, here's what I wanted to say because this story is funny to me, but there's something that I want to get to here, which is there was also a story released about a Amazon delivery worker who attacked a 67-year-old white woman because the white woman was complaining about the late package delivery. And I'm sure maybe that the white woman says something slick out of her mouth that triggered the delivery worker. But we have to stop taking our own personal frustrations on people who have no role in the reason we're upset. And right, take this Dunkin' Donuts situation. if she's out of a flavor or a particular donut, you think she's responsible for there not being that many donuts? She's a worker.
Of course not.
Yeah, she's in charge. She not look. She doesn't order stock. She's not in charge of inventory. She's a cashier, a worker. Her job is to ask you what you want, ring it up, and maybe go and put it in those little boxes and give it to you. That's her only job description. But you have to get mad because they don't got your flavor and you stabbing people.
Yeah.
So we have to stop that. And we all do it.
Right.
I've definitely gone to a store. Maybe I was supposed to pick up a package or something. It wasn't there, even though I got notification that it was there. And you get angry and upset at the people there, but it has nothing to do with them. And so we have to keep remembering that, hey, idiot, this person is an innocent victim. Yeah. And I think sometimes this happens, especially about the fast food worker portion, because we generally speaking look down on fast food workers. And I want to ask you why. Like, what is it about people who put on a McDonald's shirt, a Dunkin Donuts apron, whatever, that makes them the lowest person in society to some people?
I don't know. I think it's like a thing with all service workers. For some reason, people tend to look down on them because they think they're better than them because they're not, they might be making more money or doing something that they deem more important. But, it's just a complex that people have. And like, I don't really know where it comes from or like, huh?
You think that's just it's just because they're making less money? Or the reason why I'm asking this is because I feel like there are other occupations where people don't make that much money, but they don't get treated as badly as we treat fast food workers.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stories you hear from fast food workers, and look, I've never worked fast food. Closest that I worked at a movie theater. But the first time I worked at a movie theater, we didn't have that many customers, and so I didn't have to deal with that many people. The second time I worked at a theater, I worked at a luxury cinema, and so the clientele was different. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guys in suits and foreigners with big wallets. So I didn't really get to interact with kind of the public. But this seems to be like a fast food thing where people just treat them like absolute garbage and shit, and I don't understand why. Because if you know what this reminds me of, these are the guys who like call women who sleep around hoes,
mm-hmm.
but they want the hoe to sleep with them.
Yeah.
It's like, if you look down on whores, why would you want to sleep with them?
Right.
Like, I think a woman is dirty because she slept with a bunch of guys. And look, I'm like Shannon, I'm not a feminist. I'm not even saying that you shouldn't look down on them. Maybe you should. That's your prerogative. My thing is, why would you look down on them and also try to sleep with the same people you look down on?
Mm-hmm.
And so once again, if you are going to a fast food restaurant, I'm in the restaurant. Like, how am I looking down on the McDonald's employee if I'm in McDonald's?
Yeah.
Right? So I don't understand it. I thought maybe you would kind of have some insight on, like, or a theory on why you think.
I mean, no, I have no logical explanation as to why people are horrible to other people who are just trying to make their little money for their coin for the day. I don't understand. No, I don't get it.
You actually gave me a theory, Shannon. You gave me a theory. It could be that because fast food is so inexpensive relative to actual restaurants, right? It's more likely to attract people who are mentally unwell. No, wait, hold on, don't laugh just yet. Hold on, I'm gonna explain why. Hold on, right? You know how hard it is for people who have certain mental health issues. It's hard for them to get and maintain jobs. Very hard. It's hard for them to even like, we know that there's a disproportionate number of people who are homeless who are also mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason is because it's hard to maintain certain jobs. If you can't maintain a job, what does that mean, Shannon? It means you can't afford to pay rent, have your own place, et cetera, right? So you see homeless people at McDonald's all the time with the money that they got from people giving them $1 or what over the course of a day to then go into McDonald's or Burger King, wherever, to get some food.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, this guy wasn't homeless. He's a rapper. or wannabe rapper, whatever it was. So he doesn't seem homeless, but once again, maybe he doesn't have the money to go to an actual restaurant. And so people who are poorer are more likely to have mental health issues on the severe side because they can't afford to get the treatment that they need. And so maybe McDonald's, Burger King, Dunkin Donuts, all the fast food spots, they deal with a disproportionate number of people who would cut you because you didn't have the right glaze donut.
Poor girl. I'm glad that she's safe. It's kind of like traumatizing. You're working your job, just looking forward to going home for the day, and you get stabbed for literally no reason because you didn't have a donut flavor.
How would you handle that, though?
Huh?
How would you handle that though? If you worked, because my thing is, I refuse to get attacked for minimum wage. That's been my philosophy for a long time. One time we was working at concession at the movie theater, and this person wasn't even dangerous just yet. They were just getting very hostile. I called the manager. It's what you get paid for.
Yeah, but it looks like, and from this video, it kind of looks like, I can't tell who. Wait, I can't. Is this the rapper or the employee? I can't really tell what's going on in this video.
That started though. The video was recorded after the interaction started. Like that video is not, before capturing the beginning. What I'm saying is, I don't even let customers get that mad at me. You a manager, you get paid the big bucks to do this stuff, ma'am or sir, whoever you are. And so that's how I handle it. I'm saying, how would you handle somebody coming at you because you didn't have no more chocolate donuts?
I mean, I'll probably call the manager too. Like, what else can you do? I'm not going to stand there and argue with somebody for what? For what?
I would have given him 2 planes.
For what? I don't have time for that.
So look, we don't got no chocolate. We don't have no chocolate donuts left. But look, I can hook you up with 2 planes, and then you come back.
I can't believe that. I can't. You stabbed over a donut flavor.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it because I think these places attract a disproportionate number of crazy people.
Yep.
And so if you work at McDonald's or whatever, just remember that you are on the front lines of the mental health crisis. Okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too.
Yeah. So now here's one thing I will say though. Now this does cut a little bit both ways as well, because I do think even though you guys are disproportionately attacked at your job and disrespected, I do think a couple of y'all are assholes.
No, I mean, seriously. Yeah, that's true too.
No, I get it. You're working at McDonald's. You're working at Burger. This is not how you saw your life turning out. Even if you are like 19 or 20, I mean, you don't want to work at a fast food joint. You just don't. Even though people at fast food, Shannon, I was getting paid minimum wage before the lockdown, which means technically speaking, I didn't make any more money than somebody that worked at Burger King, McDonald's. That said, because I didn't work there, I didn't hate my job as much as they probably hated their job. Because there's, for some reason, there's something is a stigma that's attached to fast food jobs that it just makes you depressed and angry. And I think some of you workers, you wear that anger on your chest. And here's the thing: when you're an asshole to people, you increase the likelihood that somebody's going to be an asshole to you back. And so some of y'all need to leave that attitude at the door and deal with your customers with respect. Just saying. It's just an option. Just an option. All right. So with that said, we have reached the hour. By the way, Shannon, I realized why we don't go over an hour. Shannon asked me last week, she said, what'd you say? He said, who cares?
No, I said when there's a lot of good stories, why can't we just talk about them?
Yeah, here's why. And I forgot this. For those of you who are future podcasters, some for you to listen to and pay attention to. Outside of Anchor, I think any other media hosting service you use, you pay for that. So we only have I think
Anchor's free.
I think Anchor's free to sign up for and use, right?
Oh yeah, sure. The storage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Anchor. I didn't know Anchor was free. Is it? I'm
pretty.
Yeah. Is it bad? Is it a bad service? Why is it free?
I don't know. I've never used it. I'm also very, I'm very apprehensive about using anything free. That's why I've stayed away from
Yeah,
it
that's
here.
what I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have no idea why it's free, why it's free or how they make money. I have no answers for those type of questions. That said, if you got someone using media hosting like we do, we pay for space to use every month. And so every time we go over like a half hour or 40 minutes, we have less space, and then we have to
That's
go.
True. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know you did, Shannon. I was like, once I published the episode and I saw how much of that green bar, I was like, oh yeah, this is why.
Yeah.
So so we are our hour mark. Thank you for rocking with us. Shannon, do you have any last thoughts before we leave? And any more tangents that you want us to go down?
No. I think I'm out of tangents for the day.
Yeah, you've been on like a little tangent run recently.
I know.
You just your mind just won't stop working.
I don't know. They're just random things I think about sometimes.
You have a notepad where you write them down? I do on my phone.
Not usually. Maybe sometimes, but like not usually.
Yeah, my phone. I have like a notepad where if I have like an interesting thought or something that I would like to talk about one day, maybe not today, but soon, I write it down on my notes. I have like a bunch of them too, and so I'll get to them eventually. But for me, I think ideas come and go in your mind, and you never know when you'll be able to recall that good idea in the future. And so I'd rather just write it down real quick. Just this way, I have it in a spot where every couple of days I'll go into my phone and look over all the things that I wrote down. And I'm like, oh wow, yeah, that was a good idea. That was a good idea, right? Like I have a good idea for a summer spoof. I'm not gonna say it while we're recording because I don't want nobody to steal it. But I have a crazy idea for a good spoof that I'm gonna do, and I wrote it down. If I didn't write it down, I would have forgot about it now. So write down all your good thoughts, people, all of them. But thank you for rocking with us. We will see you guys next week as we get closer to the official start of summer. I think summer starts June
22nd officially. Yeah.
June 22nd.
But it already feels like it's summer, so.
Yes, my AC has been burning more than I would like for it to burn. Okay, so thank you. We will see you guys in a week. Until next time, deuces.
Bye.